bull jiving or he for real. Either he trolling or he has amnesia. He says good pass rushers are hard to find. Dude, it's almost, Skip, it's like he's in a grocery store and he starves to death. The food is there. You had Khalil Mack. The Raiders as a team has 2 sacks. Khalil Mack has 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an INT, and a touchdown. And the Chicago Bears lead the entire NFL in sacks. That's the impact that Khalil Mack has on a team. You had him, but you traded him for assets. Skip, it's 2018. Let's just say for the sake of argument, I'm down on my luck, and I really need some money. And somebody says, well, you know what, Shannon? We're going to put $1 million in your bank account in 2019 and 2020. How the hell does that help me now? What good is these assets, Jon Gruden? What are they going to do for you right now? Because he knows, Skip Bayless, Jon Gruden is going to be around long enough to make sure the Raiders go to Vegas. He's not going away before then. This has more to do with that than him coming back. Oh, Jon Gruden. Come on, Skip. This is utterly ridiculous. And after the last game we needed, he couldn't generate a pass rush. I guess we have to call more blitzes and sacrifice your back end. It's not like you got Jacksonville secondary back there. It's not like you got Minnesota secondary back there. Skip, first of all, they were somewhat challenged even with Khalil Mack because they don't really have guys that can one-on-one. You look at the impact that he's had on Chicago, Khalil Mack. There's a reason why after 2 games they lead the league. They wasn't nowhere near the league in last year. But Khalil Mack is a difference maker. I believe he's the second best rush linebacker behind Von Miller. I still have Von slightly ahead of him.
I can't even call them linebackers, but go ahead. they're rush ins.
Yeah, but I can't believe Skip, why won't he stop talking? Is it about regret or is he trying to say, this is my thing, I'm going to do it my way? Because there's no way he should have traded Khalil Mack. No way whatsoever, given the fact that you were brought there to win. And I don't know how trading your best player helps you win sooner.
So this is about the 3rd time since the trade that Jon Gruden has served himself up on a silver platter for about the most predictable punchline in the history of sports. Well, then why did you trade Khalil Mack? He's done it about 3 times, and he does it matter-of-factly like, it's tough to develop a pass rusher because in college football today, they just throw laterals and bubble screens and read options, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, yeah, but what about Khalil Mack, right? And the media is going to keep asking him because they need these answers. These are great. This is some clickbait if there ever was any. And yet, I do know Coach Gruden well enough to know he's bull jiving. I believe he's got 10 years on his deal at $100 million, and he does not give a what anybody else thinks about why he traded Khalil Mack. So he's being defiantly sarcastic with answer after answer, where he's just laying it on thicker and thicker. He is trolling. He is rubbing the media's nose back in the fact that he's going nowhere. He's right here. He's not going to get fired over the Khalil Mack trade. Maybe ultimately he will. But right here, right now, he's the coach of the Raiders. They almost won a game at Denver, and he's just onward and upward. And if you ask him tomorrow about, what about your pass rush? He'll give you another straight answer, and he'll go on and on about it because he knows then the whole world will jump up and say, yeah, but what about Khalil Mack? You had him, right? So he's starving to death in a grocery store, but he doesn't care because he's got $100 million coming.
Fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed. So let's look at his history. Coach Gruden, he took over a loaded young football team with an older quarterback in Oakland the first go-around. He had Rich Gannon, but he had a coming-of-age football team that you saw in the AFC Championship game. And it was pretty good. It was right on the verge, right? And he was the boy wonder because everybody I knew in my coaching circles, they loved, as they called him, Gru, because he was the boy genius. He had come up under Andy Reid in Philadelphia and the whole Philly West Coast system, and he was the
started out Holmgren
with Holmgren,
coach.
But he was from that tree. He was from the Bill Walsh tree. And he was seen as a genius young play caller. And you know what happened? Took it right to the brink. You guys ended that. And then right on schedule. He gets to inherit Tony Dungy's loaded football team in Tampa. And first year around, he gets the advantage of getting to play his Oakland roster and offense in the
running
Super
the
Bowl.
offense that he implemented.
Yeah, he did it. And so, as he said after the game, he could basically, the defense would just call him the Raider plays before they ran them. Okay, so that was the height of Jon Gruden. Then he couldn't find a quarterback in Tampa, and it went down. So now he's back with a $100 million contract, and trust me on this, he's a shrewd operator with the media because he was a member of the media for a long time. He was the voice of Monday Night Football, so he knows how that game is played better than anybody does. So he's just playing it to the hilt, defiantly sarcastic.
What he did, Skip, would have been the equivalent of him going to Tampa and trading Warren Sapp as soon as he got there.
Yeah. He wasn't going to do that.
No, of course not. So this move makes no sense because...
But that was a team on the verge.
Right.
They just needed some sort of lightning rod, charismatic leader to get them over the top.
Yes.
Not that Tony wasn't a great football coach because he proved
we went to Indy and won.
Yeah.
But this makes no sense to me, Skip. This makes no sense to me. And the reason he's able to do this, as you said, when you got $100 million and it's fully guaranteed, you get to make moves. So where you going? Nobody's going to fire you after 1 year and then pay you $90 million to sit on your couch.
They're not.
Because I can assure you, if Jon Gruden were to get fired, Jon Gruden's never working a day in his life again. Because you know what? I got $10 million a year coming.
Unless he goes back to the booth.
Well, he was like, I ain't going. Why would he go back to the booth, Skip, and then have them? Because then the Raiders only have to pay a portion of what you're not getting paid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's like, I can just sit here and do nothing and get $10 million, or I can go work, get $6 million here and $4 million there. I know. I'm just gonna sit back and kick my heels up. Yeah, what I do.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. They got
good.
2 more first-round picks next year, and so he's banking on the fact that the pressure is off, expectations are lowered, and he's forcing Raider Nation to wait to see how the kids turn out.
He doesn't get the lower expectations because he got $10 million. And the thing is, when are they moving? 2020, 2021, they go to Vegas? Yeah. So basically 3 years.
Yep.
Well, he knows I got 3 years. If they let me go then, I got $70 million coming.